Excuse me, say what? But who this woman? Miss Thandie Newton? We don't really even know who you is. British actress Thandie Newton burst into tears during an interview with Associated Press as she apologized to darker-skinned black women for taking their roles and their men. In an article from Bossip.com, it reads, "We have no idea what guilted Thandie Newton or why she burst into tears during a now-viral interview with Associated Press where she apologized to darker-skinned actresses for taking their roles and men." In a bizarre series of events, the award-winning actress acknowledged her privilege as a light-skinned black actress in Hollywood, where darker-skinned actresses are often passed over for coveted roles. And she said, "It's been very painful to have women who look like my mom feel like I'm not representing them, that I'm taking from them, taking their men, taking their work, taking their truth," she said with tears in her eyes. She was attempting to compare the impact of prejudice in her new film God's Country to the prejudice she's personally experienced as a lighter-skinned black woman in Hollywood. In the film, she plays a woman confronting white hunters who are trespassing on her property. Thandie Newton told the Associated Press that the role allowed her to heal as a black woman. But she hesitated taking it because she did not think that she had enough melanin for it. I'll let y'all hear for yourself. This is what Thandie had to say to the Associated Press.
I've wanted so desperately to apologise every day to darker skinned actresses, to say I'm sorry that I'm the one chosen. My mama looks like you. It's been very painful to have women that look like my mum feel like I'm not representing them, that I'm taking from them, taking their men, taking their work, taking their truth. I didn't mean to, but I do think that any women of colour who, whether they're pale or whatever, who've managed to help other actors, get into this business.
Excuse me, say what? But who this woman? Miss Thandie Newton? We don't really even know who you is. Thandie Newton, or Thandie Wee Newton, however you say her name. We don't really much even know who she is, let alone be upset with her for getting a role or taking men. What men? Haven't she been married to a white man since 1998? What black men has she taken? What roles has she taken? The only movies I've known her to be in were Norbit and a movie with Tyler Perry. I don't remember the name of that, but I guess who's she talking to? Who's she talking about? Who are these dark-skinned black women that are supposedly upset with her for taking roles in men? There's much more she said, but I was just really taken aback at the tears and how dramatic she was when she was saying that. I mean, she was very tearful when she was apologizing to the darker skinned women for taking their roles and their men, and she said, "I didn't mean to." Baby girl, you didn't. We don't really know of you. And she's actually biracial, so she's half white, half black. So what does she mean she's a lighter skinned black woman taking roles from the darker skinned black women and taking their men? You're not even all black. Thandie, do you know that you have a white parent and a black parent, which means you are biracial, you are white and black? So you're not just this whole light-skinned black woman. We ain't never really just much thought about you. I didn't even know she was British until I heard her talking in this interview with the accent. I only heard her voice on the movie Norbit and the Tyler Perry movie. I don't understand what all that was for. I mean, she was actually boohoo crying in that interview as she's saying those words. So maybe it's some kind of trauma that she went through during her childhood where she was raised up. She does go on to say something like when she was in London or wherever she was raised or something like at that time she felt like she was just black, like dark black, because of the way the white people treated her. Then I think she said when she got to America or Hollywood, I think she said that's when she felt mistreated by the darker skinned black women. So maybe there are some darker skinned black women in Hollywood that feels like she took some roles, but I don't know too many roles that she's been. So I don't know where all these roles are that she's taken from the darker skinned black women or the men that she says she's taken, because her husband since 1998 is a white man. I hope this is not Thandie jumping on the bandwagon of some of these actors and actresses lately that are just making up stories just for clout or to draw attention to them for whatever reason. I hope that's not the case. Well, I'll just put this message out here for Thandie. I'm glad that this recent movie that you've done has allowed you to heal from whatever you say you've been through. And maybe this will comfort you in the future regarding thinking that darker skinned black women are upset with you about taking their roles and their men. They ain't. They barely even know you exist. They ain't